Morning. I'm walking along a road which, if you keep going up ahead 30 kilometers or so, maybe it's not that far, maybe 30 minutes is Kathmandu. And there's a horse. That's not a horse. It's not a horse. I don't know why I said that. It's a cow. Yeah. So as I said, I'm walking along this main road, which if you keep going will take you to Kathmandu. But today we're not going to Kathmandu. I'm going to take you to a place called Bhaktapur. We're going to walk around. I'll show you some of the things that you can see in Bhaktapur. Bhaktapur, some people call it a living museum. Now it's monsoon season, so it's raining. But monsoon season, it rains all the time, so what can you do? I wanted to try and pick a time when there weren't so many people about in Bhaktapur. And I was walking around yesterday, different times of the day. It's always quite busy. Even 7 o'clock in the morning, it's busy. Gonna have a walk around because in the early morning it's maybe busier than noon, because at noon it's a bit hot. And then a bit later, I'm probably gonna get a guide to show me around. Because you know, there's some things I think that you need to understand, or really you need a guide to show you. And I have to say one thing, the buses here in Nepal are really cool. Look, there's one up ahead. Is that a bus? It might not be a bus, it might be a truck. And they always say things like mom and dad love on the side. But yeah, they're quite interesting looking buses. So I'm gonna keep walking along this road for maybe, I don't know, we'll see. And then I'll start the video when we get to the edge. Well, I started the video already, but I'll start the video proper when we get to the edge of Bhaktapur, the old town at least. Coming up on the borders or the edges of the old town, and one interesting thing about Bhaktapur is it's full of water, but it's kind of water in ponds. So you'll see like huge ponds like this on the edge of town. And then as we go along, I'll show you there's a lot of these ponds, smaller ponds where people get drinking water, or people might swim or wash clothes. It's where they would store the water from monsoons. And there's, I don't know, there's several dozen of these that I've seen. But look at this, it's pretty cool. I mean, what did they build first? Did they build, the brick came first, right? And then the tree? I don't know, but it looks pretty cool. There's another cool looking tree up ahead, look at this one. And it's some kind of like shrine inside. And in Nepal, they kind of have like a dual pricing system. So if you're local, a lot of this stuff is free or cheaper. And then second to being a local is if you're from one of the surrounding countries like India, Pakistan, even China actually, they get discounts on things, tickets and things like that, or visa fees. And then if you're like me, you pay full price, which is all right, because I guess the money goes for conservation and things like that. But it's annoying when you see people just walk through and you have to pay. So you'll see lots of these in the video, and this is where people make offerings. And you see a lot in the morning, lots of ladies with little plates. On the plates they have like rice and I don't know, different flowers. And you'll see later on in the video, you see lots of ladies kind of touching the statues, ringing the bells. Men too. Actually, behind that, behind those statues, there's one of these ponds. You can see like water. Well, I guess you can get water there now. But there was an irrigation system that connected all of these ponds, and I think that's broken because of the earthquakes. So in front is where they're going to ask me for a ticket. So this is maybe the most the most important site in Bhaktapur. It's called Durbar Square, and you'll see like I think there's 3 Durbar squares in the Kathmandu Valley, and this is the first one that I visited. But it's basically like the royal square. So this is where, when Nepal was not one country, when it was many kingdoms, this is the center of one of the kingdoms. And you can see, like, when you walk around, you'll see some of the buildings look new, and some of the buildings look like they're falling down. And there's a goat, and that's because they have so many earthquakes. A big earthquake in 2015, and there was another one in 1935. So you can see some of the buildings are being held up until they get around to renovating them. But I think I'm quite lucky to be here now because most of the buildings have already been renovated, rebuilt, or apart from that one. So you can actually go inside there, and there's a temple. You can't take a camera, but this is like the palace. It's called the 55-window palace here. And you can go inside. There's a sacred kind of temple area where only Hindus can go inside. But you can kind of stand outside and look inside. But as I said, you're not allowed to film or take photos, so I'm not going to go in there with the camera. Here's another one of those ponds, look. And interesting, this building here, this was built by the Germans, or I should say it was rebuilt by the Germans. So you see this plaque here in German. You know, because Nepal, I think, it's not a very rich country. And when these things keep on getting destroyed by earthquakes, somebody has to pay for the rebuilding, take it down brick by brick and rebuild things. Now I'm going to walk down this road, down this street, and there's another square, and there's some temples along the way. It's quite close together, and there's another one which I might not go to today because it's quite a walk. It's like a 20-minute walk. Temples are quite busy in the morning. If you go there at noon, they're usually empty. And every time they ask for my every time you go in I think you need to leave a donation. But then there's some bowls of rice, and I don't really know what to do with those. I think you're supposed to take the rice and distribute it amongst some of the various incarnations of the gods. I'm not sure. Here's the square up ahead here. And apparently, let me show you this. So you'll see these outside a lot of houses, and people make offerings on them. So you'll see like rice. I saw half a banana on one yesterday. And I guess it's to protect the house or something like that. But yeah, people kind of go on an offerings route in the morning. Where they visit these. Well, like this one is a statue of Ganesha. I think most of these are statues of Ganesha, the elephant god or goddess, I'm not sure. But this square is busy because I think there's one temple over there that's particularly popular. No wonder there's so many pigeons. This guy is feeding the pigeons. Yeah, so this temple is the busiest one I've seen, and apparently it's because people can access this temple. There's a place where you can worship, but on this taller building here, you have to be, some kind of monk to go in. Now the pagoda, the temple behind me, I don't know if it's called a pagoda, but it's a temple. This 5-story one is actually the only one that was not destroyed by an earthquake. So it's the tallest, and they had the best engineering, because all of the other ones, there's more cows. I got it right this time, it's not a horse, it's a cow. These market ladies are men. They only come out in the mornings and the evenings. In the daytime you don't see them. So I guess like before dinner and before you cook lunch, it's when you see them on the streets. Who is painting this dog? Let me see if I can see him from the front. I guess the dog doesn't mind, but it makes him look different from the other street dogs. Or maybe he's not a street dog, maybe he has an owner. But they kind of all sleep in front of the houses. So I guess they sleep in front of a house. It's someone's dog. But there's some strays here too. I guess maybe people could live in these buildings before, but now it looks like maybe they're unsafe. I want to go up here. I don't know if I can. Oh, it's a playground. It's quite slippery here. Playground. And there may be someone's house. Yeah. I'm not gonna walk into someone's back garden. It's super slippery. So the ladies are well dressed here. Nobody's coming out in their pajamas like you sometimes see sometimes. Down ahead is this square. It's called Pottery Square. You can see some of the stuff here. These ones are like piggy banks. You can see the slot where you put your coins or your cash. In Nepal, it's mostly cash. A bit early now, but a bit later this will all be pots, things for sale. Oh. Donations for something. Everybody has their own bowl. Let's go and try and find the guide. Ah, put money here, okay. this here? Okay. Oh, I see. You get the rice and then you... I think that's it.
It's like 4-5 hours. Then after you make paste out of it, put in the water with the filter and pull it up and dry to the sun for 3 days. Then local paper will be produced. Then you put them into the press machine to make it a little bit smooth and softer.
Oh, and you get
There
that.
are a lot of machines here.
Okay.
Please come here. So this whole house is like a museum. This is the house of my professor.
Your professor?
Who used to teach us political science in university. Okay, now he is a retired professor.
And this is
This is his own collection. And this guy is also very, very rich guy.
Because the hotel I was staying in, they had some lights and they used this to make the like with flowers and plants and stuff.
Please come here. And this is the block print machine. Okay, it prints this type of big blocks. And this is the book prepared by the professor's son, who is doing PhD in Michigan University in USA. You see, Mahakal. Amazing, all masterpieces here. You see, this is Dakini, Yogini. Okay, she is god of the black magic woman.
Black magic woman.
But it is in a good sense, in positive vibration that gives you the power and protection.
Okay.
Okay, and she is also the Nympho chief.
Okay.
And extremely rich guy.
Oh wow, it goes up very.
The guides who can give you a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, you are lucky. And these are the copper pots, drinking water collection pot before. Okay? Copper pot.
Talk straight up. So the antiques.
Antiques, yes.
But why does he have so many? Lots of money.
He wants to show this to the tourist. He collects, he buys it and he puts it here. And you are lucky that you don't have to pay nothing. It's for free. You can come up here and look it here. And these are also antique copper pots, okay?
For drinking too?
No, they used to save grains here, like millet, rice,
Okay.
and corn. And also they used to give dowry to their daughters when they get married that time. They used to give them as a gift.
Give them the pot.
This pot. And the small one for the water drinking collection. It's in different languages: Russian, Chinese, Japanese, Italian, Spanish, all many languages. The book. And this is the vertical window. It all goes in.
Yeah, it's
Very artistic.
interesting looking.
Yeah.
And this is paper?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Big house. Somebody's cooking lunch.
Yes. Oh, you.
Smells good.
Yes. True. So this is the city view, little bit. Okay.
And the weather's nice today.
Nice view now.
Nagakot is on the up in the mountains.
That one. It is 15 kilometers from here. This 16 kilometers to the top. People go there to see sunset, sunrise, and next morning you can see a lot of mountains. But not now. Now the weather is monsoon time. You can't see much. But the place is already very nice.
Are they waiting for something?
They are making movies.
Ah, okay. We have to get out of the way.
Some movie going on.
They're shooting a movie.
Finished.
And action! And pause. Go, 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 go. And indicators. Very nice. Go, go, go. They're coming your way in order. Go, 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 go. Go.
Apparently now it's wedding season. It means everybody's getting married. And after this month, they can't get married for another few months. They have to wait. So if you're walking down the street, or well, it's so noisy, I bet you can't hear me. Getting stuck in the way of this Bollywood movie. They were in the other square, and now they're here. Anyway, like I was saying, today is wedding season. So before the end of the video, probably we're going to run into a few more wedding processions.